Alright, now we got only assassins toggled. So I would say all the auto attackers in my book are probably S, or arguably S plus. Maybe I'll just put them S plus actually. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put them S plus. Kali goes in there. Set I think is really good as well. He's not a full auto attacker though, he's kinda hybrid, but he's so good at like snowballing games. You didn't do the intro? I'm gonna try and have my editor sort it out. Explain why one by one. Well, this is pretty simple. So Mercury, very good at farming. You know, you can build Golden Blade on him. I personally don't think you need to, but I'm not gonna blame you if you do. There's no, I wouldn't say there's a fault. Like, I think that's your preference. If you want Golden Blade on Mercury, go for it. But why is Mercury S tier or S plus? So as I explained in my last video, he's got very good DPS. He's good at doing objectives. He's good at farming the map. He's very good at ganking, and he's good at like 1v1ing people. So he kind of does everything you need him to be able to do. He can solo an objective while your team is off. Like maybe if your team is losing a fight, you just bail on the fight. You go and you farm, or you do an objective so that your team doesn't fall too far behind. Same sort of thing for Baka. He's not as good at doing objectives, but he's extremely good at farming. He's got pretty good early ganks once you get that like Golden Blade online. And he's just hard to deal with. He's very slippery. He just runs around the map and farms super easily, and he's pretty good at fighting and ganking too. So with Arachne, she's probably the slowest of the three, or of the four, I suppose. No, of the three actually, yeah. As she's not super good like the early levels until she gets her Golden Blade online, but she has really like high cheese potential, meaning that's like you can maybe, you know, go look for kills level 2. You set up your webs on like the blue buff, and then you blink on the mid laner and kill them. There's so many plays you can do. Kali's just a farmer, not super strong when it comes to like maybe making early ganks or rotations. Like you kind of want to farm a bit more on her than as opposed to these two characters as well. She can't really cheese or anything, but she's got a pretty good fight. So Kali doesn't have the best gank, but she has a decent fight. So if people are actually fighting into you, you can win a lot of fights as Kali. With her stun, you can do a lot of like, you know, you can cancel like channeled abilities, or you know, you can catch people with their dashes. And if you hit your jump, you're gonna heal yourself a lot. So, yeah, it's a good star with the 3 as well. So she's pretty good at actually fighting. She's just bad at like chasing people. Set's kind of the same. He dinks level 5, and then he can just gank any lane super easily. He's super easy to snowball with and get ahead with, and he only really falls off at the late game because he starts being able to die to the carries. But up until then, he's super strong, and he's even good for objectives. Is there an auto attacker left? No real strict auto attackers. Now I would put Thanatos is probably S tier. It kind of depends. I feel like you have to be pretty good at Thanatos to make him work well. Reason Set Jungle picked more in SPL. So the reason Set Jungle is not picked more in SPL is just because he's hard to play in the team fights. He's really hard to play in the team fights. The best thing Set does in SPL is use his clones for vision and poke people. But he's really hard to engage with in team fights because people just play too grouped, so he doesn't like catch people like alone. You have Nemesis at S plus. Nem is kind of an auto attacker. I would still put Nem down to S tier just because she's. So why do I put Nemesis S tier? You're wondering. I know a lot of you in chat are gonna be like, no way, she's SS, she's S plus, she's said, dude, she's a letter that doesn't even exist. But the thing with Nemesis is she's still, in my opinion, pretty reliant on her abilities when she's going in. So once Nemesis has used her ult and her shield, like, she's not that strong afterwards. She's killable, and she's not super slippery like the other assassins I feel like kind of are afterwards. Like, she's really good with her ult. She's really strong early game and everything. But I think she maybe falls off a little bit more than them. It kind of depends though. I just think she can be, she's probably the easiest of them to play maybe. But I just don't think she has the same kind of potential, but you know, I say it's bordering. Heal 2 dashes alters speeds and slows. I don't know, I just feel like this, if anyone ever just makes her use her shield, she's vulnerable. I don't know, I think I keep her S. Like, debatably S plus. If you think she's S plus, that's fair. I'm just gonna put her S for now. Who's next? Awilix. I kind of think Awilix is S tier as well. Okay, this is when I'm maybe sort of reconsider when I start looking at other assassins. Maybe she is S plus. Any CC ruins the shield with a big ability for her. Yeah, the thing is, if you drop CC into Nemesis, she has no CC immunity. Like, that's kind of a problem with Set too. Kali doesn't have CC immunity, but she's just immune to everything but like hard CC. Now I'll just keep S tier. I think Awilix is popping for ranked. Every time I play her. Is this ranked or comp? I would never do a comp tier list. Will XM tier is Nemesis? Yeah, it sounds kind of weird. I don't know. I wouldn't want to put her A tier though. That's the thing. You have to think when you do these. Because the further you go into the tier list, the more screwed everything gets. Okay, that tier. Loki can get. Let's just throw him in. I think he's C tier. He's super bad jungle. Because he's like so weak early game. And even late game, he's not even that strong. Make S minus tier. I mean, I guess that's where you would put Nemesis, like S minus. He's kind of. Wait, no. Yeah, whatever. Screw it. I'm just putting it here. This is gonna be too much. I see BA. I bumped her up. You know what? She got a promotion today. Not everything can be S plus. In my tier list, it can. Hey, all lives, all characters matter. But S tier as well for me, probably. Like, I think Butts is pretty good for ranked. Actually, he's fallen off a bit. What else do you think here? No one's playing Butts in ranked anymore. His ult is kind of long cooldown these days. Let's just bump him down to 8, like no one's playing him. I'd say Nasha, probably A or B. Let's just go from left to right. Bastet. Honestly, I think Bastet is underrated. But I don't play her. And I wouldn't consider myself that good at Bastet, so I'm just gonna put her B. But I think maybe if you're good Bastet, she's probably higher. Kama, I kinda think belongs in S tier. I think he's pretty good in ranked. I think he's one of the better characters in ranked for jungle. Daji probably belongs in A. Like, Bats is just kind of utility, I guess. You know, you have CC, big AoE team fights thingy. Nasha's good at snowballing and like looking for picks. that just kind of one-shot machine, but also gets kind of screwed over by like Nemean Lion. Rat is S tier. I actually think Rat is maybe S tier, but I still think he like Rat with the 5 corn isn't bad actually. I actually think he's super strong early. He falls off a bit late, but with his new stun, you need an A+. I'll actually make an A+. Sure. A+. What color do we get that? That's a terrible color. I need to recolor that. I can't. This. There we go. But that's A+. I put Rat in A+ for now. Fenrir, I would probably put B. I don't think Fenrir is that good at ranked. Could be my opinion though. Pele, probably maybe A+. I think she's pretty good in ranked actually. She's super good early. Like her only bad point is like late game. I'm gonna put her A+. She's just good at ganking early. She kind of does everything you need early to mid game. And she's not even bad late game. That's just when she's not as dominant over the other roles. Ravana, let's say probably A. Ravana's A for Cirquette. I'm actually gonna put her B right now. I think she's pretty lacking, in my opinion. Thor. Why do they even have an A+? I'm not even sure I'll do with the A+. I think I'm just gonna put I'll put Thor A. I don't want to play Susan, but I feel like he's on par with these characters, maybe. I have to think about this before I finalize this. I kind of speedrun my tier list though. Maybe I need to talk about why I put stuff more, but these are just super good picks in my opinion for ranked. Like Thanatos has such a good comeback potential and super good snowball. Awilix is just super strong like the entire game, and she's like if you use her properly, she's a force to be reckoned with. Kamasos is kind of the same as Thana. He's super strong early to mid. Like late game is probably when he's at his weakest because he can die going up into the sky. But he's got like one shot potential. Aokwang's not on this tier list. Aokwang would be S+. Rat, Pele, Susan up here. Actually, I think I'm gonna move up some characters. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move Thor, but up for now. I think this is more like the A+ maybe. And this is A. So these are pretty good like early. Butts and Susan are super good team fights. Thor's just globally good around the map. And he's super good in late game team fights too if you get a good dunk. His wall just has so much potential. Like his wall is what makes him good. Move Rat up? I'm not gonna move Rat up. I haven't played enough Rat to like justify moving him up. Pele's the same, just super strong early, ganks, just falls off a little, like she falls off slightly late game. Rat's the same. Yo, Mr. Blue, thank you so much for the sub. Hey, I appreciate that. Yo, can we get some adaptors in this chat? Thank you so much, man. Yes, let's get it. for the A tier, these are characters that definitely can and have the potential to carry, but I just don't think they're as consistently strong as the A plus tiers. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with playing these characters. I love playing them, especially in like Nasha Ravana. Super fun to play, in my opinion. But yeah, they're just ability based and kind of rely on their cooldowns, and Daji just gets kind of screwed over because Nemean Lion makes her kind of awkward. Like, it kind of ruins her entire engage of like going in and one-shotting someone. Like, she just doesn't do that, and because you don't build attack speed on her, like, getting those 2 autos off, you'll take so much damage before you actually like proc it. And for these characters, they just worse versions of these, kind of. So Ket's just a scuffed version of like the other early game characters. Like, so Ket is so good early game, but she literally falls off a cliff these days. Like, she's so bad late game. It's unreal. Fenrir is kind of the same. Like, Fenrir is not too bad, but he's not great at farming. His mid game is his strongest point. Like, mid game, he can be super strong, but then he kind of falls off for the late game, and he doesn't really have like a team fight winning ultimate or anything. Like, he's good for getting picks, but it's like a budget Nasha, because Nasha's at least safe when she's getting those kind of picks. Bastet's actually good late game. She can kind of one shot, but I think her early game is somewhat slow, and he also doesn't have like a super big team fight winning ultimate or anything. But she definitely can like pop off. And Loki's just bad all around. Like, he's not the best late game. He's probably the worst early game, and he's not that good mid game. He's literally just bad at all stages of the game. The only thing he does well is like pick people off who are separated from the team. Aokong Hebo, this is an assassin based only one. We'll do the other ones at some other point. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this TNS, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. Just keeping it short and simple. Just giving my honest opinion on everything. You know, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the bell. I think that's all you need to do. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys next video.